Our guests today are Mrs. Erama Hall and Sister Bridget Bila. Shortly, they will be saying hello to you, but it will be nice for you to know a little bit about this discussion. We already started it 2 weeks ago, and we want to continue. With getting married comes also the inevitable need to relate and to get along with one's in-laws, that is, father, mother, brother, sisters, etc., of one's spouse. So the truth is, some people have not succeeded in mastering the issue and intricacies of dealing with their in-laws. Others simply avoid them altogether. In this program, we shall be dealing with these challenges, which most people have and still do face. We'll be discussing how best to deal with these issues. Also, we highly recommend aspiring marriage couples to make every effort to join us in this special program with your questions and contributions. Call our studio line for your questioning or suggestions or contributions on 027 37 1619. So in this social program, we are bringing to you family matters, making in-law thing workable. As we all can agree, this thing is not always workable, but today we want to see how we can, find a solution to this whole problem, because there's no problem that is not supposed to have a solution, but it is the way we handle it. So our guests today are Sister Erama Hall. Can you say hello to our listeners, please?
Hello.
And she came today with her friend, Sister Bridget Bila. Say hello to Radio Voice of Naija listeners.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Are you excited to be here?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Thank you, please. Thank you for coming, you ladies. It's an honor to be here. So we encourage you, our listeners, please give us a call on 027 37 1619 as we discuss this intricate matter. Okay, now relating with the in-laws in the African context is quite different. How do you compare it with the European context? Sister Rama, how do you compare the way we relate with our African in-laws? You have lived here for several years now. So how do you compare the way we relate with our in-laws in Africa to what we see here in Europe?
I think the problem in Africa, it's like sometimes we live in the compound house, and it's like also when we marry, we say you don't marry to your husband or wife, but to the family. So it's like although you have married, but they want also to put their nose and mouth into your marriage. But in the European way, it's like they leave you alone, so if you marry, you and your spouse, and it's like nobody bothering you if things are going well on how you will manage with your life or your marriage. But in Africa, it is not like that. You say always they want to know what is happening in their marriage, and sometimes we don't like it like that.
Yes. Wow. Do you agree to that, Sister Bridget? Do you agree to what she has just said?
Yes, I agree to it, and then I'll add something to it.
Yes.
Because when we look at the way we relate with marriage to Africa and Europe, it's a little bit ironic that I see that in Europe, for example, the Bible says that a man should leave his parents and cleave to the wife.
Yes.
But it turns the other way, that in Europe, they do that cleaving very much to their wife. They do it the biblical way. That they leave their parents and they go and cleave to their wife, and they stay with their wife. They make their decision. Even the parents don't have a say. You come, you ask advice if you want to have a say in the European context in marriage. But with us, we don't do that cleaving part.
What do you mean by us?
with Africans.
Yes.
In the African concept, we
Yeah.
don't do the cleaving part.
Exactly.
We when we come out, we come like on a physical, but our spiritual, I think, is still back in our with our parents.
Yes.
Most of the time, the husbands are still the baby boy of the mother or the father. So they have their wife, the family that they are making now, but they still have a responsibility, maybe like 80%, back to their home.
Yes.
And I think it's not sometimes it's not due to their fault. It's sometimes also due to the fact that some of them also, they are firstborn, for example, and they are the breadwinner of the family as well. So
Yes.
they go back there. But
Yeah.
Europe, the way their society is, they make that everybody is independent. If your brother or your sister in the European context is independent to themselves,
Yes.
they are not leaning on sister or brother to take care of.
Exactly.
So it's very, very different the way we relate with family, relatives, the in-laws, the daughters-in-law, all those things.
Yeah.
It's very, very different.
Oh, I'm so glad to have these two women here.
Yes.
Hey, you are reaching me. So, if I may understand from what you've just said, Bridget, are you saying that the women, they cleave, but the men don't cleave? Because your inference is towards the men. You said that the men don't normally, they don't leave their families to go and cleave with their wives, as the Bible said. But you are saying that the men do that. The men in Europe do that.
Yeah.
The European marriages, they do that.
Yes.
But but what about the women? Do they also leave? This cleaving, is it only just for the man to go and cleave? The woman, what about the woman?
It's very interesting that on both sides, the women...
They got to be a living. Because
they on both sides, in Africa context, like in European context, the both sides, the women cleave. They cleave because I see that the European women as well, they don't just allow, when they go married, they make sure that they ask permission, or they discuss things with their husband first before taking it to their parents sometimes. And they also not allow their parents to just come in. They make sure, yes, the women also, they stick to their husband. What they discuss together, they bring it to their parents, and they don't allow their parents to come and make decisions. And even if that daughter is still the best daughter of the parents in the European context,
yes.
she will still ask the parents that, I want to talk with my husband first before.
Yeah.
And also the women in the African context, the women also, they are also like that. They must stick with their
No,
husband.
do they do that? That's what we want to know.
They cleave.
So you're saying that the women, the African women, they cleave more than the men,
Yes.
the African men. That means the African women leave their families behind,
Yeah.
and then they come to marry in total,
Yeah.
totally,
Yes.
than the men. Is that what you're trying to say? Because is it that the men don't? Tell us something. Yes, I need to know.
Yeah.
No.
Hello? Yeah, Razo?
Cut him off.
Listen,
Cut him
I'm
off.
just busy on the line now.
Cut him off. Yeah. It's okay.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is that the men, as you said, that when they marry, they don't leave behind. They don't leave their mothers and their fathers and their sisters. They come into the relationship. The African men, they come into the relationship with all of this whole bunch of people, and then they make the marriage very, very, very crowded.
Yeah.
But the women, the African women, do we leave our families behind when we are coming into a relationship, or do we come in with before you do something, you have to call your father, you have to tell your mother, you have to? Do you understand my question?
Yes.
So who are the best in the cleaving? Is it the women? Do they left, or the men? Are they the ones who are doing the cleaving?
I think the women are best. We do the cleaning more than the men.
You think so?
Yes, I think so, because sometimes when with the women in the Africa side, when we enter the marriage, we understand perfectly that whatever we are doing in the marriage is between we and our husbands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we try to hide, even cover up. you will see that something is going on, but the woman is not trying to even to open up to the parents. You see,
Yeah, it's
but sometimes men are not like that, you know, and it's like their side is the troublemakers more than the women's side.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
So the problem in the marriage, it comes from the men's side more than the women in Africa.
What do you think is the reason? Is it that maybe the African families are not allowing their men to their boys they don't give them out freely into marriage? Why are they interfering that way? Either his sister-in-law's interfering or mother-in-law interfering who is not satisfied with the daughter-in-law, or why are they doing that?
I think
Maybe sometimes, I don't know, it's lack of knowledge, because sometimes, you know, it's like when things are going on well, their mentality feel like, you know, it's our son or it's our brother who is, the money coming out from only our brother or our son, and he's doing everything. Oh, look at how he made a woman, look at this and that. So this jealousy comes. Why maybe they don't have the patience to go in to see whether maybe the support even coming more from the woman side or both of them.
Yeah.
But they just see in the man's side that, oh, it's the man who is doing this, it's the man. And sometimes instead of the man to express or to let them know, you know, that, hey, maybe it's both of us, or even more, maybe because it's the man, the woman, even the salary is higher than me or this. The man also take it upon himself to make the family know that he's the one doing everything. Then therefore these things also comes in.
Yeah. Yes, you have anything to add, Sister?
yes. She has talked of lack of knowledge, and that lack of knowledge also go very deep sometimes, because they don't know, they don't understand what is actually going on. And sometimes if they don't have explanation from the son, they think in their head that, okay, whatever goes wrong, or whatever our brother is not giving, or whatever is not going well, is because of the woman,
wife, yes.
because of the wife. And I also want to add that it's also not a problem, it's a cultural background.
Yeah.
In the African context, we have this as a cultural background that we have, I don't know if we inherited it or it's just like that.
Yeah.
Because when your child have a responsibility to your family,
Yes.
most of our children, they have responsibility to the family. But in the European context, they don't have it.
Yes.
The children are not responsible for their parents or their other siblings. They can as a free will, but they are not obligated.
Yeah.
But with us, it's like an obligation.
Yes, exactly.
You know, that sometimes you feel it like if I don't do it,
Yeah.
even a curse might come upon me.
Yeah,
it's
true.
as bad as that.
Yeah.
So if a son goes out, he does everything. Like, okay, my siblings are there, my junior sisters are there.
Yes.
I have to bring them to my house.
Not
Sometimes
only junior, also senior ones.
the senior ones bringing them, and the parents also have to come. So for example, a family home where the man is married, have 4 children or 3 or whatever, now you have sometimes maybe 10 heads sometimes living in that same small apartment.
It's
because
terrible.
the mother comes in for visitation, the father, the sisters, the siblings are there, and the entire family. And yeah, a lot of things are going wrong sometimes like that.
That's a heavy load.
Oh my God! Yes,
Yeah.
we are already enduring too much.
Yes, I've seen a family that is sometimes the people, they come too much like that, and I begin to wonder about their privacy,
Yes.
which the European cherish too much.
Yeah.
You know, I used to ask, how do you sleep? They said no. Some people will sleep in the sleeping hall, and some will sleep. They will just pile themselves.
And all of these are from the side of the man.
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
All of these they are from. So is it that the African families are not letting go their men, their sons to marry?
No.
Oh, wow. So how can this tension between mothers and daughter-in-laws be handled then? Or sister and daughter-in-laws be handled? How can tension that arises be handled?
I think we Africans, we feel difficult to talk about issues. And now it's time for us to be open, you know, to our family. let them know. I mean, the inside of the marriage. Let them know, you know, oh, mommy or papa or my sisters, let them know your work and how you earn, how the woman too is supporting you. You see, you should let them know so that they should, I mean, that mentality like, oh, because you are the head of the family, that it is you who are providing everything, so they have the right also to chop inside, you know. Sometimes Africa, these things, like when things are not going well, then we say the woman. But when it is going well, they say, oh, is the man.
Yeah.
You see, and we are not thinking that, oh, maybe the woman also is supporting, the woman also is doing.
Yeah.
You see, because if two shall be one,
Yeah.
then it's both of them are doing the marriage, you know,
Exactly.
and they are, yeah. So it is not one side alone.
Yeah.
But we are not thinking about that. So it is time for our husbands, our brothers also to come up and make things open to their sisters and their families.
Yes.
To know, so that, because sometimes we're scared, we are scared, oh, it doesn't matter, oh, and if like this, maybe my mommy will be angry, my sisters will say the woman has done me something. I mean, you see, so it is now time that we should make things, we should also, I mean, educate our family. We should let them know that when I marry, so, I mean, please leave me alone so that I can be able, I mean,
to manage the home.
yes, you know, because settings is not helping the marriage, you know. So mommy and papa, you should, I mean, leave me alone to be able to manage my affair. So I think it is time for we to let them sit them down and educate them. Exactly. And I think that will help than to keep quiet and things are going on which you don't like. After they have gone, and you see the trouble start between you and your husband.
Yes.
Or you and your wife,
Yes.
which is it is not, because they will come and go, and the down is between you the two, you know. So you are making the life. So you should let them know if you are facing things that is difficult, things that you are not happy about their movement. You should let them know, and I think it will help.
So the man should let the mother know and let the
Yes,
sisters know.
yes.
It's
yes.
a man that must do the doing.
Yes.
The talking.
Yes.
Not that the wife have to do it.
Yes.
Is that your opinion, Bridget?
Well, yeah, a little bit, but I'll add something to it, because those people say, "Let Allah's of the tafel."
Yeah.
It means that everything that we in the African context, we have been keeping under the table.
Yes.
You must bring it up so
Yes.
that everybody should see clarification.
Yeah.
And I will add, because I don't think sometimes only the man who will have to speak if we are putting everything on the table.
Yeah.
The woman will sit on the other side and will say something, and the man will also say something.
No, maybe if she wants to say something, they may not permit her, they may not allow her, they may not respect her.
Yeah.
They may take even offense.
Okay, then there's another way, because not everybody is a Christian, but
It's not even about Christian then, because
Yes.
this thing we are talking about, some who are even Christians are really troubling, being more troublesome in troubling their in-laws more than what you
so
can
we
handle.
use then a wise judgment to say that what the woman have, let her discuss it first with the husband. They discuss behind doors first before they come to the table, so that they have one mouth. They have one mouth when they come to
So you
present.
think when the sisters are there and the mother is there, this man will be able to have one mouth with his wife? Do you think so? From experience?
Yes, I think that if the sisters are there and they have discussed it behind doors and the man presents it, the woman keeps silent. She didn't speak during the time when the man was laying the rules on the tables. Then they will listen to it, because they hear it from the man now. But the woman will not say anything,
Yes.
to avoid problems.
Yes.
To avoid uprising.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. For example, one I know a couples. They were having problems that the sisters-in-laws, they were calling. They are living here in Europe, but they were calling in Africa, and they have that belief that it's the brother who is like a minister here or something. So they start to be a little bit rude, or not rude, but I don't know. They'll call the telephone. They'll just say they want to talk to their brother.
Yeah.
Just bypassing the woman.
Yeah, they don't talk to her.
And later on, this happened like twice or thrice, and the couple start to quarrel in the house.
Yes.
And the man stood up. They discussed, the two of them, and the man decided one day, they called the telephone, and the man told the brother that please, if you call next time, you know that it is so and so, my wife who is picking the phone.
That's right.
Yes.
Could you please be polite? If you don't, then you're
Don't
not
call.
going to talk to me.
That's
Yes.
it.
Because you talk first to her, then you talk to me.
That's
She
it.
is my wife, we are one.
Yes.
If you disrespect her, you disrespect me.
Amen.
So the man spoke very boldly like that. And if you don't, you pass through her, you don't get anything from me, because it's through her that she gives permission for every need that I send to you.
That's
Yes.
right.
So I think when they get that understanding now,
Yes.
then they will try to call and they greet her, sister, how is everything? Can we talk to brother?
That's very good.
And yeah.
Wow.
Super.
So what do you do when the problem of your in-laws affect your marriage? Tell us from practical point of view. What would you do?
When I say again,
When the problems of your in-laws are trying to affect your marriage, what do you think you would do?
yeah, I think I will talk to them. I would like my family to know that what they are doing is not helping me in the marriage, and it's not bringing happiness into my marriage. And I love my husband, I love my wife. So I will let them know that if you go it like this way, it will help. If this way, it will not help. And I think by doing that, sitting them down and talk, as we are just saying, I think that will help to solve the problem. Because sometimes you cannot avoid them also. You cannot, but we have to find a way out how to, balance things so that your marriage also will go on successfully.
Wow. Awesome. Now, I want to ask you some of this, let me ask you, Sister Bridget. How do you respond to a mother-in-law who is overbearing? I mean, he's controlling and she's meddling into everything that you are doing in your relationship. How would you handle that?
Like I said again, I will use my wise judgment, to put it that way, and I will first of all try to exercise. I'll try to exercise patience with her first because she's my mother-in-law, and I think that the position that she stands is very, very delicate for me.
Yeah.
Why? Because not that because she has the ultimate power to build up or to destroy, but because she is the mother of the husband.
Yes, exactly.
So I give her that respect. I will start by showing enormous respect and giving allowance for her to get reasoning with things when they are going wrong. For example, if
Hello, caller? Hello?
You lost this.
Okay.
for example, if she comes home,
Once you open it, you're working.
Yeah.
if she comes home and I know, for example, that she is that kind of a pressure kind of person, I will not. I would try my best not to follow her in that behavior. I will try first to welcome her. We show her a lot of love and show her respect. And if she persists in being controlling,
Yes.
then I will go first in and talk with my husband. First, I would like to talk with my husband about it and make sure that my husband is also aware that we have this one mouth, that what mother is doing is not correct. And I would like also to know where my husband stands. Maybe I see it that way, maybe the husband don't see it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would like to know where he stands, whether we are on the same level.
Yeah.
Then when I see now that the third stage, when I see that we are on the same level, then we can together bring a plan. Maybe if she comes, for example, if she wants to stay like 1 month, we'll try to let her in a nice way. We'll let her stay maybe 2 weeks or 1 week, and then we'll packet her and let her go back to her base, but with a nice way. Put it. Yeah,
Is that a package?
we'll not like we're sending her away.
No.
But, yes, but so that she will make her know that she can stay in her own house.
Yeah, but the whole thing is very, very funny. It's only the African marriages are really enduring a lot because I don't understand. I can't even imagine an American or a European woman sitting down there. Then the mother-in-law will just come and be staying for 2 weeks and 1 month and 3 months. I mean, you can come. Maybe we can put you in a hotel. That is what I would do. I would like to put them in the hotel, and then they stay a little bit with us, maybe a few days,
Yeah.
2 days, 3 days. But the rest, I think I would like to put you in a hotel. I think that is what I would like to do, because when they are in the home, then that's when they will begin to interfere in everything. But if our home is big, very spacious, then she can be in one side of the house, then I'm in another side of the house.
Yes, another thing also is that it means that in that case you have to make up your mind that you endure. There will be a lot of endurance and understanding between the two of us, because if I also am a person who, for example, I'm also hyper, for example, because even if the house is very big and she have her own apartment, you know that it will be like now that the man has 2 wives in the house.
No, but a mother must be a mother. I don't think that she will come and want to begin to nose around every distance. I mean, mother-in-laws have to know their level. They must know their stand. I know their son is married. You don't cross any boundary anymore. We should get to a level whereby we can develop a very good relationship with our mother-in-laws or daughter-in-laws.
But as you are saying, putting her in a hotel, if me and I'm enjoying the hotel, I will keep on coming, because because maybe the hotel service, I enjoy
better than home.
Yeah. No. So I think putting them in the hotel will not solve the problem.
If they stay at home also, you said if the house is big, you let her home. For example, if she stays there, you're not going to give her food. They don't eat very often what you want them to eat. For example, they want to eat their own food. They want to do their own things. So that little room that you give, we have to also make room for each other. We make room for each other. If we don't make room for each other.
Why on earth will she come and she's staying for such a long time? Is it that she has lost her own husband or what? Because I don't expect her to lose her husband. If her husband is still alive, what is she coming to the house of the son to come and stay like this for? What is the purpose?
Circumstances might bring her there. For example, if she lives far from you, or she's coming, for example, from Africa to Europe for medication purpose, and it'll be comfortable enough that she stays in the house with you. Exactly. And even if she's in Africa and she's living from one town, rural area to the city, it'll be good that whatever she comes to do for safety also, let her stay in the house. Because like I said, the cultural background will not permit that the mother comes and they put her in a hotel.
No. Exactly.
I think that one.
But why are we really carrying this big burden this way? Is there no other better way to do it? Must she come? Can't we go and see her?
Yeah, we can.
Than for her to come, I mean, she will come and she will stay for all of these months. Yeah, you can ask questions.
I was wondering, what is wrong with, loving receiving your mother-in-law and treating her good?
Yeah, that would be very nice,
problem?
but we are talking about when they are controlling. Because for me, I would like to love my mother-in-law like my own mother and treat her very well. Yes. And for the fact that she gave birth to my husband, and she will earn my love. So, but in most cases, we find out that it's not that way. It's not that way. It's not that way that they are reciprocating when you are loving them. Is it not? Please, women.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not that way.
Yeah, but why? Why can't it be that way?
I said it's a cultural background and it's a belief system as well. So what I think, if we want to solve this problem, we should try to educate them a lot, doing the talking with them. Mama, this is now how. It's because it's getting better now. Formerly, it was worse in the 20 years backward. Yes. But now, with the civilization coming, I see that it's a little bit getting somewhere. We have a small percentage that is getting better because they get to understand now. When they come here, they can tell you now that they know that in Europe things are different. They will tell you that they know that you people in Europe, you do things different. Yeah. And when even you go back there, they know that because you have been also to Europe, you do things different. Yeah. So they have known that things don't work only the way they think before. So I think that is coming, but we as individuals, we have to be talking with them, giving them that knowledge that they don't need to stay with us, click to us, to prove that we are still together as a family, because we must respect that fact that we have gone out of the house. Now we are making another family somewhere, and that man and that woman must click together to do another family again that they are building there together for themselves, you know. So this problem is only by talking, but I think that we have to exercise patience. Yes. But there's one question that is not yet a little bit answered, because if the sister-in-law, yes, they are coming up with problems, yes, for example, yes, you know, some of them are senior sisters, yeah, some of them are junior ones, yes, and they come in, and the way they come, they are not coming very soft. Yes, yes, they come with full strength. Yeah. One thing is that I don't know, that mentality is still with them. That yes, it is my brother. My brother. He has to give me the money, and you cannot stand in the way. Yeah. You know. So, for example, when somebody tells you that in your face, they will tell you in your face, because when they don't see your brother, especially when he's out, they tell you in your face, and they even give you a warning. What do they say in your face? They tell you that you cannot stand on the way. Make sure that you don't stand on the way. Because that's my brother. That's my brother. But can't she go and marry? This sister-in-law, can't she go and marry? I mean, because if she is married, she will not go about exerting influence this way. That is when, yes, that is when you have to come out. To go and marry. Yes, that is when you have to come out, because too far to the wall, you must do something. Yes. So now you have to speak now the truth and the undiluted one. That she must go and get married. Because when she go and get married, she'll understand where you are. Yeah. And maybe when she go and get married, we'll see that sister-in-law, she will respect you because she's now in your shoes. And some of them have really messed up in their relationship. Some of them even could not hold any person. They couldn't even. Yeah. So their relationship have got sour. So they stay in their father's home, and they don't want to go and remarry. No. So they want to control their brothers who have married and control their wives. Well, if such a person will come to me, I don't know how I'm going to handle her, but I pray that God will give me the grace. Amen. Yes. Amen. So these are some of the problems we are having. Now the last question is, when an in-law, when they want to be too much or friendly with you, when the in-laws want to be, when your sister-in-laws want to see you now as a friend and no more as a brother's wife, is it not risky? Is it risky or not risky, please? Because some of them want to encroach us now as friends. They want to now be a friend, be more of a friend than being more of an in-law. Yeah. But it can never be that way, because they will now encroach into all your privacy.
What is the difference? That is so. You also be nice to them, but all the same you use your wisdom. Because if you open up so much, I think they also see your know things in their privacy, and then it will go out. So sometimes you have to be nice to them, but all the same, you advise yourself in certain areas. Yeah.
All right, Sister Bridget, for the sake of time, we'll be rounding up now. But I want to thank you for coming, and Sister Rama, I want to thank you for coming. I think this is a very good beginning, and we can be a voice to speak for other ones. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.